women often struggle to orgasm during vaginal sex. But what if I told you that science has uncovered specific positions that dramatically increase the chances of orgasm? And what if I also told you that most couples unknowingly sabotage their intimacy simply because they never try them? Hi, I'm Dr. Mary, urologist, pelvic surgeon, and someone who's seen firsthand what happens when couples stop communicating about pleasure. Spoiler alert, it's not good, so listen carefully because these findings might completely change how you think about intimacy. I'm sharing the top 4 sex positions that research shows are most likely to lead to female orgasm. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the end, because I'll also share 3 advanced techniques that can skyrocket arousal, techniques most couples have never even heard of. Ignore them, and you're probably leaving a lot of pleasure on the table. Let's start with the science. In 2022, researchers used 3D models and ultrasound imaging to track blood flow to the clitoris during different sexual positions. Why does blood flow matter? Simple. More blood flow equals more arousal, which equals a much higher likelihood of orgasm. They even brought in a real couple to try 5 common positions while they measured everything in real time. What they found was fascinating and a little surprising. Position number 1, face-to-face, woman on top. This is a classic favorite, but the science now proves why. The woman controls the angle, the depth, and the rhythm. Her body weight and movement create intense, targeted pressure on the clitoris. Ultrasound scans showed a dramatic, symmetrical increase in blood flow, meaning both sides of the clitoris were fully engaged. Translation: this is hands down one of the most orgasm-friendly positions. But here's the catch. If you're not communicating during this, you might miss the sweet spot entirely. Many couples rush, and that's where pleasure gets lost. Position number 2, face-to-face, man on top, with a pillow under the hips. Now, traditional missionary isn't exactly famous for its orgasm power, but adding a pillow completely changes the game. The tilt of the pelvis directs more movement and weight toward the clitoris. The study showed a significant boost in blood flow, making orgasms much more likely. And speaking of pillows, let me quickly share something personal. The best gift my husband ever gave me was a smart mattress cover, the 8 Sleep Pod 5 Ultra. I know this sounds random, but hear me out. Good sleep is the foundation of good sex. If you're exhausted, your hormones crash, your mood crashes, and your sex life follows. This mattress tech adjusts temperature on each side of the bed, tracks your sleep, even fixes snoring by adjusting the bed automatically. For me, it's been a game changer. More energy, better mood, and yes, better intimacy. Position number 3, the coital alignment technique, CAT. This one's a little more advanced. Instead of the usual in and out motion, both partners shift slightly higher so the base of the penis or pubic bone presses directly against the clitoris. Then you move together in a rocking motion, rather than thrusting. Here's why it matters. This technique creates continuous, targeted pressure on the clitoris, not just random friction. In fact, women who had never reached orgasm from penetration alone often succeeded with this position. But, and here's the suspense, there's a learning curve. If you give up after 30 seconds, you'll never unlock it. So talk to your partner, laugh through it, figure it out together. Sex is supposed to be fun, not a performance test. Position number 4, sitting face to face. This one still improves blood flow, but not as much as the first 2. The intimacy factor is high, and you still get some clitoral pressure. But because gravity isn't working in your favor here, it's not quite as orgasmic. Now, beyond positions, there are techniques you can use in any position to supercharge pleasure. And this is where most couples fail. They think just changing position is enough. Big mistake. Angling, adjusting hips or pelvis during sex to find the exact spot. A pillow under the hips can help massively. Rocking motion, like in cat T. keeping consistent pressure on the clitoris rather than only thrusting. Shallowing, focusing on the entrance of the vagina where there are tons of nerve endings. Pairing, combining penetration with direct clitoral stimulation. Research shows 70% of women report stronger orgasms when pairing stimulation. At the end of the day, everybody's body is different. What works for one woman may not for another. The real secret? Communication, curiosity, and patience. Try these techniques, experiment, and most importantly, listen to your partner's body. If you ignore this science, you risk falling into a routine where sex feels, well, routine. But if you stay open, playful, and intentional, you might unlock the kind of intimacy that most couples only dream about. So go ahead. Experiment, have fun, and remember, taking care of your pleasure is taking care of yourself, and you're worth it.